You can't fix what you won't face, and you can't grow what you can't see. So today I'm going to break it down in 5 areas that every entrepreneur must be clear on if they want to create a consistent income and build a business that becomes an asset instead of an obligation. You have to get clear or you're going to stay broke. And by broke, I don't just mean money. I mean broken direction, broken focus, broken time, broken energy, and broken your systems. I know you did not start no business to be broke. Hey, and welcome back to the Mind Your Business Mentor podcast. I'm Stephanie. I am your host, your mentor, and certified life coach. And I started this podcast for the individual, the entrepreneur who started a business all by themselves, for themselves, because they had a dream. And now they're struggling to live a balanced life somewhere in between. They're stuck in the middle of burnout and breakthrough. And if that's you, know this. That struggle usually centers around 3 things: clarity, time, or money. And in this episode, we are going to tackle all 3 through the lens of one of the most powerful concepts, and that's clarity. See, when I first started my business, which one, right? But when I first started any business, I didn't really have to think about my clarity because it was a one-man show where I was offering a service. It was a one-on-one, I'm doing something for you, whether it be selling you a product face-to-face or braiding your hair or creating you spreadsheets and systems and stuff like that. It was, I offered a service. And I didn't really need to be clear on it because it was like word of mouth. And I was my own advertiser, I've had my hair braided for I don't know how many years, off and on. Sometimes I take it down, but most of the time it's braided. It's just easier. But I was my own advertisement. And it's like, all I needed to know is what style did you want? And was I capable of delivering that particular style to the level that I like to deliver it at? So I didn't really have to put a whole lot of thought into it. But when I started getting into the online entrepreneurship, building a business online, there's a lot of moving parts. And without clarity, I tend to be all over the place. This opportunity looked good. This marketing plan sounded amazing. This software is going to do everything for me. I don't have to do jack diddly squat. There's so many things. And it made it very hard to get anything done because I was constantly starting something new all the time because I wasn't clear. I wasn't clear on, what exactly did I want to do online and who was I going to serve and so on and so forth. And that made me spin my wheels for quite some time, for a lot of years to be specific. I had some successes, not complete failure. There's no failure, just feedback, right? We learned that in the last episode. But it's like I did have some success, but it was the type of success that if I stopped, so did the money. And that was not the whole goal at all as it related to having an online business, because I didn't want to be self-employed. I want to be a business owner, right? And we're going to get into all of that as we go through those 5 areas that every entrepreneur should be clear on. So let's talk about area number 1. Decide who you want to be. That's your identity clarity. And it's the first D in the 5D philosophy. Decide. You're not just building a business, you're becoming someone. 5D philosophy starts with the power of a decision. Then we get into discover, then we develop, then we deliver, and then we dominate. Jim Rohn said that you can't change your destination overnight, but you can change your direction overnight. And that starts with deciding on who you are and who you're becoming. Now that means to be, right? Which is the be, do, have. Most people wait until they have the money before they will do the work or they do the healing so that they can finally, be who they want to be. But that is not how it works. Success flips that script. You must be the person first. When you decide to become disciplined, faithful, strategic, or bold, then you naturally start doing what that kind of person would do. And, and you'll start to have what you've been dreaming of all these years. So the question is, who do you need to be right now to design the business and the life that you want to live? The second area that you need to have clarity in is know your numbers. This is your financial clarity and the second D in the 5D philosophy. What does it cost to run your life and your business? What is your freedom number? What is that number that would take care of everything that you need to live the lifestyle that you want? What are your expenses versus your income? What investments do you have or should you make in the future in order to free up your time and have your money work for you instead of you working for your money? See, clarity removes guilt around investing and it helps you make smart, strategic moves. And the third area that you need to gain clarity in is identify the path and the process. This is your business model clarity. Develop. You need a clear plan. What are you offering? How do people find it? How do they buy it? If your business isn't making money while you sleep, you're self-employed and not a business owner. See what I'm saying? That's exactly what I want to be. I don't want to have to be there for the money to come in. Without clarity, you're always going to have to show up to make money. And that is just a glorified job. That is me owning my job. No, I'm sorry. I'll pass. I'll pass on that. Okay, I will be on my way to Atlanta to go to Podcast Summit in Atlanta. I said that already. And I'm taking my son. I can hardly wait. I pray that I don't pray. I know we will. God has pushed me to go to this because it was not the opportune time. As you can see, I'm in the middle of a transition, running businesses. I have a launch coming up. We got Mission 1000 for our HUB-centric digital business hubs, which I'm licensed to sell. And I can't wait to start helping people build their digital hubs and centralize their business and decentralize their communities where their community is theirs of their own. It's a beautiful thing. I can't wait. I will be giving you an invitation to that as soon as possible, as soon as we release it. If I didn't drop the promo inside of this episode, which I probably did. I probably dropped the promo, and I hope that you paid attention and I hope you got registered. Be there or beat me there, one or the other. You know what I'm saying? So you're always having to show up to make money. Who are you showing up for? That takes us into the fourth area, and that's knowing who you help and how. This is your audience and your message clarity. And it's the fourth D in the 5D philosophy, deliver. When you don't know who you serve, your messaging gets messy and your marketing falls flat because who are you talking to? Clarity on your audience means that you speak their language and that you understand their pain points and you position your offer as the solution that they need. Simplifying your message is impossible if you're still confused about who's listening. So the fifth area, set your systems. This is your operational clarity. And it's the final and the fifth D, which is dominate. If it lives in your head, it doesn't count. You got to document your tasks, build your systems, and free up your time and your energy. Clarity on systems lets you delegate, eliminate, automate, or optimize so that you can grow. Another quote from Jim Rohn, he says, discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. What does that got to do? That ain't got nothing to do with systems. What? Don't put that quote in there. Well, let's grow. Let's get clear on what it is, who we want to be, how we're going to do what we do in the marketplace and for whom we're going to do it, and how smooth it's going to be because we got systems in place. But we got to start somewhere. So those tools and resources that I would like to give you are designed to help you start where you are and build a solid foundation of clarity and character. So the first one is the My Beginning Assessment. It helps you pinpoint your current level of clarity across 6 MYB life categories. And inside of there, you're going to find the virtues of visionaries ebook. It has all the character traits of the winners, of the visionaries, of those that definitely change our world in some aspect or another. And then there's some strengthening resources, which is a curated list of videos and books to help you deepen your identity and become the person your business and your life requires. If there's any area that you're not clear on, that you would like some help, put that down in the chat as well. I'd like to hear from everybody exactly what area that you're feeling fuzzy in, that you're feeling unsure about, that you keep going back and forth and back and forth. I'd really like to hear that. I really like to hear that. Clarity is what takes you from overwhelmed to organized, from surviving to scaling, from hustling to flowing, from famine to feast, where you can share with others. If you are tired of the chaos, don't quit your dream. Just get clear, get aligned, and always mind your business. I am doing my very last episode, Ready to Change, right? Yeah, we're switching up studios. And I'm going to take y'all around. I'm going to show y'all around. Like, there is like nothing here. I kept this here at the last minute so that I could record my episode before I got, whoa, Tonto. My lighting just fell over. Just because I got it rigged. I'm trying to move this part. Okay. There is nothing here. The only thing left is my wall of identity. And this is just a fraction of my wall of identity, but I just put it up there really quick. But I'm in the process of moving out. Every single thing in this house is gone with the exception of the broom, the mop. Can we get it straight? Hello, I'm over here. Everything is gone except for the broom, the mop, a basket from some clothes that I just washed, and my bag that carries my computer, this tripod, my light ring, my microphones, and my purse, right? So I'm going to be changing studios. So let me know if you have any suggestions on how I should design this new studio. Should I do any color? I would love to do the brand colors for my business. Not sure if I'm going to be able to paint. Should I do a green screen and just have a pretend background until I can figure it out? I don't know. I thought I'd ask you guys to get your input and see how, what you think.